But I'm old enough to remember the queen of women's tennis, Chrissy Everett. Remember Chrissy Everett? Chrissy Everett was a cute little thing, but she looked like Princess Diana a little bit, you know? Yeah. Very classy lady, always classy in victory or defeat, either one. Very talented. And such a contrast to John McEnroe. I think they were active. I think she was a little bit before McEnroe, but I think there was crossover time. Yeah. I think he was a little bit after she had retired too. And he's still playing. I mean, he's playing the senior circuit now. He's going to die with a racket in his hand. But when I think of her Wimbledon wins and U.S. Open wins and stuff like that, different world. What happened this past weekend? I don't know if you saw the debacle at the U.S. Open. It just really bugged me. It really, to me, said a lot, well, about fans in New York, but more so the USTA, the whole nine yards. What was done to the young lady who is the U.S. Open champion? I think she's all of 21 years old. Naomi Osaka, I think. I don't have it in front of me, but who had beaten Serena Williams earlier in the year. So this is the second time she's defeated her. Between the outrageous behavior on the court by Serena Williams and then the treatment by the fans and even the USTA officials of the champion. She's crying when she receives her trophy. She's having to apologize for having beaten the one that was supposed to win. It was just stunning. Something like that could never have happened only a matter of a few decades ago. It would have been a scandal on an unbelievable level. And yet now we have people actually talking about women's rights and racism and everything else in regard. Have you noticed that Naomi Osaka is not Anglo? I mean, the whole paradigm just falls apart here. You have one minority beating another minority. It has nothing to do with any of that stuff. And it was a girl to beat the girl, the woman to beat the woman. I mean, the whole thing is just so insane and so disgusting. I wish there was some way that the entire nation as a whole could send a huge apology card to Naomi Osaka and say, we are so sorry for the jerks that were booing you for having won. I mean, some of us actually know what sportsmanship is, and evidently those people who can afford those tickets didn't get that memo. It was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So there was that. And then sort of similar to that, I had some back and forth, some people in social media today about the Nike thing. Now, look, the main comment that I have made, I retweeted somebody else, and then I got jumped on for having retweeted that. But the problem from a Christian worldview analysis perspective, to utilize someone else's language, with the Nike ad was, as I put in Twitter yesterday, modern, decrepit Western society believe something. Biblical perspective, Christian worldview perspective, and what used to be Western societal perspective. Believe the truth. It is your duty as the creature of God. Those are two very different things. And all the memes that people have been cranking out, just mocking the philosophical, theological worldview collapse of that ad campaign. Many of them have been quite humorous. It's easy to mock that kind of language because it doesn't make any sense. Believe something. Hey, become a flat earther while you're at it. Hey, just sacrifice everything for it. Yeah, that's brilliant. You could put people from the Jim Jones cult there, and you could put the folks from Waco there. That's what you ought to do. You ought to get a picture of Waco burning. Believe something and be willing to sacrifice everything for it. But there you go. Oh yeah, Fred Phelps, whatever. It's pure insanity. It is a postmodern, ridiculous, empty statement. And that should be what bothers everybody. Now, I got dragged into arguing about where Kaepernick was in his career, and that anybody can argue one way or the other on that. I'm sorry, but when you talk about people who've sacrificed everything, he's not the first person who comes to mind. Well, he sacrificed his career. Well, I don't really know if that's the case, but could I get the interest on his current net worth? I'd be doing real well just with the interest on his net worth. I don't get it. I don't follow it, but